Okay, 69 Mustang, base model, 4-speed, solid Texas car, pretty awesome. We're going to be putting on coilovers and removing the stock coil springs from it, and hopefully lowering it a couple inches. Right now it's at 28 inches up to the fender, and hopefully get it down to about 27, something like that. Okay, so we got it up in the air, and now I got the shock loose, and we're gonna pull out the shock. It's all pretty standard, simple, easy. Okay, so we got all the old stuff out, the old springs out. I'm going to show you some spring compressors, the ones you want and ones you don't want. And yeah, everything looks good. It's all out of here. And so now we're going to get ready to put in the coilovers. I did do the Shelby drop on these, which is, if you're aware of the Shelby drop, it's basically you're just drilling. You can see the old holes here, and you're just drilling 2 new holes 1 inch lower. There's some templates you can buy or online, but you can also just do, there's information you can find online to do your own. And yeah, it's pretty simple. So I did that mainly because I've got a camber issue that I'm trying to take care of, and it gives you, by doing the Shelby drop, you get a little bit more of a camber. Okay, for these old Mustangs, you do not want to use these. These are the worst. You can do it. I've done it on a 66 Mustang. I've used these, but it's terrible. It's not the way to do it. You're going to want one of these. There's also one that has a bar that goes in, and that one seems to work pretty well too. If you use this one with the 2 hooks, you're going to want to add this little bit of pipe in there. I'm in this washer. Because what happens is this bottoms out on the lower spring perch, and you can't get it out. So yeah, you want that little bit of pipe. I'll measure it real quick, let you know. So it looks like it's about 4 inches. Honestly, I'd go about 4.5 because I had a couple more washers stacked on there that I try to do. So you want to add, yeah, about 4.5 inches of that pipe. Just, it makes it easier. They come right out. What's next? Okay, so these are the springs. You'll be reusing the plastic bushing that goes on the top of your old springs. Mine had gotten a little ratty, a little torn up, so I've just got some duct tape to hold them in place while I put them on. There's the other one. These are the QA1s. These are these are about the cheapest you can find. I think they were like $750, something like that, for the set. Okay. So now they do come with a top spring perch. Let me grab that quick. I guess it's not a spring perch, but a shock mount. So it's a pretty cool setup. I've put a couple coilovers on Mustangs now. One was a 88 Mustang, a Fox body, and that was super cool. I like that one a lot. So I got a couple fancy, nice new nuts for it here. It's hard to do one-handed. Okay, and then you have to remove these, your lower spring perches. And these are aftermarket, and I don't know, for some reason, I guess these are studs. So you have to just take the nuts off the back. And I know because on the other side, basically one of the heads just broke off. And so, yeah, you got to come in from underneath. 9/16, or at least for these. You know, these are some sort of aftermarket something. And that comes off. Once you get out the lower spring perch, then you put the spring on top. Make sure you got your rubber piece on there. And then it's basically just a game of working it up in there. And up to the top. Okay, so once I got those a little snug, and so now we're gonna jack it up a little bit. Gonna snug everything down real good. Okay, so once you get everything installed and tightened down, then it's probably gonna take a few times to put the car down, roll it around, drive it even, to start figuring out the height that you want. But it's just these spanner bolts here, or nuts, I guess it is. And this particular set did not come with a spanner wrench, which is kind of weird. But I had these set of wrenches from another set of coilovers I've done, and so we're going to use them. But basically, I'm just going to take a guess here. I'm gonna set them up a couple of not inches, but maybe about a ½ an inch, just as a starting point, because this is all the way at the bottom, and we'll see what happens. But like I said, it's gonna take a few tries and fine tuning to see where you want your final setting to be at. Also, make sure you put anti-seize on your threads, because it's two different metals, and you know, two different metals.
It's not just me. Photo was at the art.
Wow, yeah, that dropped a lot. Yeah, so even with that wooden block, it's at 26 inches, so that's 2-inch drop. So, yeah, I'm not even gonna, wow. Okay, so I've jacked it up a couple times, tightened the spring up a bit, which raises it, and it's still a bit low, not quite 20, looks like 25 3/4, which it was at 28. I was kind of hoping to get like a 26.5. I'm probably going to go drive it around the block, come back, and do it one more time. But you get the idea. It's a matter of fine-tuning from here. So this is before coil springs at 28 inches to the bottom of the fender well. And this is after the coil springs at 26 inches to the bottom of the fender. So overall, I think it was a pretty cool improvement. You know, this is kind of a, I don't know, I guess it'd fall into the category of ratty muscle car, but you know, small steps, I guess. I kind of like it as is. It's pretty close to being done for me. I do think it helped with the camber issue. This was a wrecked car. I'll insert pictures of the car when I got it, and because it was wrecked and it sat torn apart for 20 some years, I was able to get it at a reasonable price. I think it's possible I have a bent spindle. I'm not real sure if it is. It's just a little bit. I just need like half a degree of camber yet. And yeah, otherwise the car's looking pretty good, drives pretty decent. And you will need to do front end alignment once you change your coilovers. And I did a quick, just a tape measure front end alignment. But overall, it was pretty cool. Pretty easy too. Okay, so one of the reasons I'm starting this channel is because I have a pretty big project I want to do. It involves this Model A. And yeah, I'll give you more information on it in the next show. Yeah, there's a race coming up in about 5 months, and need to have this going for that. And so yeah, I think that's going to be the project. There's also lots of other cars I'm working on, and one of the things that will happen is there'll be a combination of this truck and that Model A coming together. So yeah, next week.